Hello everyone. In this next portion of the video is where things are going to get a little bit more exciting, a little bit more challenging, and I'm going to show you how we're going to add the checkboxes to this survey. Now, please follow along very carefully because it's very important that you get this right. Without setting this up correctly, your programming code will not work once you start entering in the code to make the survey work. Go on and have your developers tab selected. You're gonna look for the icon looks like a hammer and a wrench on it. Those are gonna be your ActiveX controls. A little balloon that should pop up that says insert an ActiveX control or form control. And you're gonna go on and select that. And there's two checkboxes that are here. You have one that's under legacy forms and you have one that's under ActiveX controls. It's very important that you select the checkbox that's under ActiveX controls. Go on and select that. By selecting it, it's going to throw the checkbox wherever your cursor is on the user form, on the actual Word document. So in this case, my cursor was right after the question mark, so that's where it threw the checkbox. Notice how I'm going to press the enter key, the return, and it's going to move my checkbox down. I'm just going to delete that too, that's there. So now we have checkbox 1. So now you're going to go on and click it with your left button mouse, right click it, and select properties. Don't be overwhelmed with all this data. The only ones that we're really going to pay attention to is the caption and the name of the box. So the caption, I'm going to change that to a 1, and then I'm just going to decrease the width. So now we have 1. Now I'm going to show you there's two ways that we can add the number 2. You can either go the same path where you go to your ActiveX controls and select it again. And I'm just going to change the caption this time to a 2. And then I'm going to decrease the width again. Now before I show you how to do the next method on how to add another checkbox, here's what I want to show you. I'm going to select number 1. If you notice, we changed the caption to 1. The name of this control, this checkbox, is called checkbox 1. That's the name that the computer's given this ActiveX control. And the next one is checkbox 2. We're going to go on and change these names to make the programming easier, but I'm not going to get into that just yet. I'm going to show you how to add another checkbox. I'm going to click the 2. I'm going to hold down Control and press C, just doing a Control copy. And then over here, I'm just going to do Control V to paste. And that's V as in Victor. And I'm going to do it again, Control V, and then Control V. That way I have a total of 5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the caption on each one respectively. This one to a 3. I'm going to select the next one and put it as a 4. And then I'm going to go to the last one and select it as a 5. And all I did was change the caption. I haven't changed the name of the checkboxes. And as you know, it's like the third checkbox, I accidentally double clicked it. But this third checkbox is checkbox 21. The reason why the computer gave it that name is because we copied control checkbox 2, and all it did was it added a 1 to the end. And it did the same thing for the fourth one. Since 2-1 was taken, it put it to a 2-2. And then so this next one will be a 2-3. But anyhow, we're going to rename that just to make it easier on our programming. As we get into the coding, you'll see how it's going to be easier when we rename these checkboxes. But for formatting purposes, first I'm gonna put 5 spaces in between each ActiveX control. So I'm just moving the cursor, or the pointer I should say, in between the ActiveX controls using my arrows. So I'm going to do 5 spaces. So that way it's nice and aligned. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the name on the first one to where it's question 1, and I'm just going to say I'm going to consider this as being option A. For the second one, I'm going to put, it's still question 1, but it's option B. For the third one, question 1, and this is going to be option C. For number 4, where again it's still question 1, but this is option D. And then number 5, question 1, option E. This way they all have their own name that's, you can say it's respective to question number 1. We have A, B, C, D, and E. We're going to repeat this process for number 2 and number 3. This time I'm going to speed it up on adding it, so just watch how I do it. I'm going to go on and just highlight it, copy it, and I'm going to paste them here. And I'm going to do the same thing for number 3. I'm just going to paste them again. Now what I'm going to have to do very quickly is change the names. This is going to be question 2A. This is going to be question 2B. Select number 3. This is going to be question 3C. And if you noticed, I made a mistake. I meant to say this is question 2C, and that would be a very critical mistake because then the coding would get messed up. So make sure that when you're naming these controls that you're naming them right. This is question 2A, question 2B, question 2C. This one's going to be question 2D, and question 2E. Go ahead and repeat the process on your own for the third one, and you're going to follow the same process. This is going to be question 3A, question 3B, question 3C, and then D and E. Now under survey statistics, we're going to add 2 more ActiveX controls. The first one is going to be a label, so go to your ActiveX Controls button again, select that. And I'm sorry, before I proceed, make sure that again you put your cursor, the pointer to where you want the label to be. In this case, I have it set up right here. I'm going to go on and select ActiveX Controls, and I'm going to do the one that has the letter A, which is the label. I'm going to go on and click it. And as you see, it says label 1. And all I'm going to do is change the caption on it. I'm going to put AVG for average, put 0, put a dash, a hyphen, and I'm just going to put 5 zeros with a space in between each 0. When we do the coding, we're actually going to change this label using code, so you really don't have to make it perfect. That will be done in the coding. Now after the label, go on and do a few spaces. And now go back to your ActiveX Controls. Under ActiveX Controls, you're going to go on and select this option right here, this button. It's a command button, and go on and select it. And it says CommandButton 1. We're just going to change that caption to Clear Survey. If for any reason this property window does not come up, all you do is you click the ActiveX control, right click it, and go to Properties. Alright, so that completes this portion of the video. Again, before you proceed to the next video, which is the video where we're going to add the coding, make sure that you have named your checkboxes appropriately. This should be Q1A, Q1B, Q1C, and respectively all the way to E. Do the same thing for question 2 and question 3. Very important that you're looking at your properties to make sure that they're named properly. So I haven't done question 3 yet, so after this video I'm going to go on and change these out, but make sure on yours you complete this. But this should be question 3A, Q3A, Q3B, Q3C, Q34, and Q35.